Welcome back to the Smugsy Show. I'm Smugsy, your host. Almost every Wednesday we meet here to talk about important things and important people. This week's important person is Cao Zhixin, a 26-year-old editor from the Beijing area of China. Cao Zhixin, and 20 or so of her 20-something friends are urbanites, educated, middle class. They were out, decided to join a rally in the embassy district to pay tribute to those Chinese people who perished in the fire in a large apartment building in the western part of the state that was caused by COVID restrictions. That's what they believe. The government, of course, says otherwise. The government of Xi Jinping. Interesting, isn't it, that in all this talk about pronouns here in the United States, I think the low T sort of, let's face it, Xi Jinping is a she, and he wants to be a he. That's, I think, my take. And so that's why he's so against feminists and women. I think that's obvious. And so what happened was this 26-year-old, she and her friends went out and sang a traditional song, farewell to the people who died. And they were quite moved because they looked around and there was like thousands of people everywhere. And they learned that all over the country, without any leader, there had been this organic uprising of people saying, we've had enough, Xi. We've had it up to here. With the restrictions, women have no rights. It's not Afghanistan, but it's close. So after wandering around the embassy district and singing the farewell song, they had a few drinks. They got some food. They went back to their apartment. 2 days later, they get arrested, detained, questioned, let go, but not for good. She's in jail now, again, for charges picking quarrels and provoking trouble, and faces 10 years in prison for singing a farewell song. So here is sort of the intellectual young people of China using their phones and all the gadgetry that the Chinese are so good at making, and unfortunately using the social media apps that the Chinese government is so good at spying on, and rounding up all these innocent people who did nothing but stand with their fellow countrymen in the streets singing their hearts out, mourning the loss of not only the people who perished in the fire, but their personal freedoms in their country, their dignity. Well, she doesn't like it, this Xi Jinping. He's a dictator. He's a power monger. He's a she, but he wants to be a he. So now let's talk about Donald Trump. Okay, he got his Facebook privileges back today. He's going to be on Instagram if he wants, and Twitter. He's outraged because he was suspended on social media for inciting a riot on the U.S. Capitol and for trying to steal power, for trying to be Xi, be like Xi. Trump was Xi before Xi was Xi Jinping. That's why America is great. Because I can be on this YouTube show. We can be here together on the Smugsy Show in solidarity with Cao Zhixin. We see you, Cao. Her plea to the people of the world was made on a videotape after she was arrested. She did what every 20-something would do, is went to her parents' house and got some advice from a lawyer to make a video. She made a video and said, if you're seeing this video, it means I've been detained. That means I've been arrested for basically going out and expressing myself as a citizen who cares about society. And her friends posted the video online, and in that video she says, don't let us disappear. Don't let us disappear like this. So we see you, Cao Zhixin. We see you, brave young people in China, standing up against Xi. We see you and we stand shoulder to shoulder. And Donald Trump, we see you too. Okay, you're back on Facebook, you're back on Twitter. You don't get to steal the election, because if you did get to steal the election, okay, if you did get to violate the Constitution and force your way into the presidency in violation of the law, then we would be no better off than Xi is. And I mean Xi, Cao, not Xi Jinping. So America is great. And you're great. And there's a lot of talk about cancel culture, but the ultimate cancel, of course, is to rot away in a Chinese prison. And we're not going to let that happen to Cao and her friends. Hashtag we see you, Cao, C-A-O. And that's it for this week's show. Fuck cancel culture. Fuck Xi. Until next time, this is Muggsy signing off. Take care.